Alright, welcome to the 21st episode of Selling Cars at Garanian Corp Garage, and today we have something very special. This particular automobile is 1985 Toyota LiteAce truck, and it is in very nice condition. Everything about it is excellent, the paint is excellent, the trim is great, interior is outstanding, mirrors, everything is very good shape. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a walk around. We're going to talk about paint, imperfections, how nice it is, the condition of it, and then we'll perform a brake check, drive off, drive by, and test drive on the street. So talking about the front fascia of this automobile is it bears original paint. So this is original, that's original, the roof, the whole cab is original paint, and it is in excellent condition. It does not have any stone chips, any kind of chips, period. Everything is in very good shape. The bumper, however, is repainted. It has been painted before. It has been painted by me, and the only reason it was is because it was slightly faded. There was no damage on it or nothing. And again, original pictures will be available to the to the owner, to the new owner of this automobile. So going to the left of this car, you're going to notice that the paint on the cab is just outstanding condition. Everything is very clean. Chrome handle does show slight wear on it. I mean, just because it is a very old chrome, it's 1985, so it's 32 years old, and it just shows a very little bit of pitting, but you'll be able to see that in the photos that are provided on the website. So everything is in good shape. The stainless bolts that hold all the trim is in excellent condition. Now we're going to go ahead and move towards the back. This is new paint. So I did paint at the gates, at the right, the left, and the rear gates. And the only reason I painted them is because it did have a little bit of scratches right on the top. It is a very good job, very good paint work. It's been done nicely. The guy who does paint for me also paints for a major Mercedes dealer here in Orlando, and he did pretty good work. I would like you to notice that all the welding spots are still there. So like right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the welds are still exactly where they're supposed to be, and the reason for that is it doesn't have any Bondo. So the bed of the truck is original paint. So, and one more time, all the welds right here in the center, and all the welding spots here and here and here, they're all perfect. This is original paint. It's not been repainted. It has been professionally detailed to the point that it shines like modern paint, but it is original. So that's original. This one's original in the cab. Aside from the sides, everything's original on it. All right, well, let's go ahead and towards the left side, and we'll show you how it looks, how straight it looks from here all the way up there, and you'll be able to see that in the pictures again. The gas tank has been painted as well. The reason for that, there was a small dent right here, and I just had to take it off and refurbish it, blast it. The dent was pulled out, and then it was painted. You'll be able to see all the zinc plating is just excellent. Makes it a great show truck. So let's go towards the back, and we'll show you how nice the taillights are, and the stickers, and everything is nice. And you'll be able to see that this is done with heavy gauge shrink wrapping, so it doesn't rattle, and it does not make any noises when it does it. Also, it would not, so the latch wouldn't scratch on it, so that's why I have all this black shrink wrapping on it. You'll be able to see that the lights are in excellent condition, so as the stickers. So now going towards the right side of this automobile, you will be able to see how nice the trim is and how nice the paint and the metal sheet metaling it's perfect. So no damage, no accidents, no bent metal, no bando, just beautiful, beautiful, very pretty truck. So going towards the front of it, we're going to go ahead and open the interior, and you'll be able to see how nice it is inside. So inside everything is in very good shape. The dash, the steering wheel, the original upholstery on the seats is very, very pretty. Everything is beautiful. The engine is right here, right underneath. The way you get to it is you pop this two small latches, and you just lift it up like this. So you'll be able to see the motor. Everything is very clean, nice. It does not leak, does not seep, and does not make any noises. And it starts with the first crank, so it runs really good. Typical Toyota of the 80s and 90s. There are about 100 pictures, I think 109 available, so you'll be able to see how nice and clean it is. And it's just a beautiful truck. Everything works. I'm just not sure what else we can talk about on the interior. Everything is just very nice and perfect. Oh, it does have a mat. You are not going to see it in the pictures, but there is a black mat that goes on top of here. To my eye, just kind of spoils the look of it because it's this nice and brownish and has some beige colors to it. But the mat is included, and it's actually pretty good shape. It says LiteAce right on it. I can provide a picture of that as well, but that mat is included. Actually, the way I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on top of the paper, so the mat would not mark this very beautiful vinyl that this automobile has. So also has the book. With parts and some kind of explanations of the engine and the body parts and the part numbers and manual. So I think very interesting piece of information. Toyota right on it. So yeah, something like this is quite rare to come by. Alright, well, I think this is going to conclude the review of the interior. Let's go ahead and see what else we can talk on the outside. Alright, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to show you how this automobile starts, and it starts very easily. It is a carbureted engine, 1.3 cc. Actually propels this truck fairly quickly down the road, but what we're going to do is we're going to press the accelerator twice, make sure it's in neutral, and it is a column shift. I'm going to turn the key, and it comes alive just like that. It's completely cold, so it hasn't been warmed up or anything. And we're going to show you that the exhaust note that it makes is actually very nice. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to show you that all the lights on this automobile work. So now we're going to go ahead and perform a test drive, which will consist out of 4 parts: drive off, drive by, and a brake check, and finally test drive on the street. Let's go. Very nice door closure, no rattling, none of that strange noise to it of any kind. Basically, as you can see, it accelerates fairly well and it brakes decent too. The brakes are all new, ACEN pistons, front, back, and all four corners basically. And they are drum brakes. So ACEN pistons and new shoes, that makes for very good braking performance. So of course the brake fluid is new, so as the oil filter and fuel filter. I was able to source for it actually without any problems. Outstanding automobile, thumbs up everywhere I drive it. Mega excitement, people love it. Great attention, very user-friendly attention I would get, very kind attention that it gets. Just people always want to talk about it, and it's just, you're not going to be able to find a Toyota truck that is a cab over, that is classic, that looks pretty cool, and that bears original paint in this condition. I think that's pretty much impossible. Basically, a great car, and all this car needs is a new proud owner. Alright, let's go ahead and take this baby for a spin. Solid door closure, that's for sure. Alright, so one more time, cranks up easily. Since I recently drove it, once it's been slightly driven, you do want to give it a little bit of gas, so I give it gas and then it cranks right up. Clutch is very soft, plenty of leg room, as you will be able to notice. E-brake is nice, and the spring in it is actually very nice. So since it's a 4 by the knee, this is the first gear, second gear, third gear, and fourth gear. As you can see, the shift super nice and smooth. Everything works, so let's go ahead and turn the lights on and take it for a spin. Alright, so it's a 1.3 4-cylinder pushrod engine. Forgot the exact code name for it. I think it's a 4 something, 4C I think, that's exactly what it is. It drives or moves this truck surprisingly nice. As you'll be able to see, we're going to put second gear. Some 50 miles an hour, so it does drive well. However, you do not really want to exceed 60 miles an hour, because that's the most comfortable territory this truck wants to stay. And one more time, brakes are very, very nice. The truck has not been driven for much, so the brakes were not, you know, they didn't feel right, so I did replace, and now they feel really good. Nothing rattles. The bed, once you go over bumps, it does not rattle or does not make any kind of noises, as you would expect from a truck that has 4 sides that swing down and form a flatbed. None of that noise, you know, it's very nice and cushioned there, and it's nicely tight. So I usually start second gear, as you'll be able to notice, because first is kind of a little too short, and you know, off it goes, kind of rolls right off the second gear. The gear shift is very, very smooth, as you'll be able to see. I'm just shifting with one finger here, and drives very nicely. Very comfortable ride. I'm gonna go ahead and close the window. Very comfortable ride, and you you know, I'm cruising along and I'm steering with just a couple of fingers here. So does not pull anywhere, or neither under braking nor when accelerating. The radio works, all this controls the heater, the lever, bi-level heat and defroster, all this works proper. The flap basically works really well. Nothing's broken, and it drives very, very nice. It rides on new tires, so that helps as well. Does not make absolutely any kind of whine, you know, it does not make any bearing whine or any transmission whine, any engine noise, or, you know, none of that nature. And one more time, it only has 34,000 kilometers, right about to be 35,000 kilometers, which means 2,000 miles. That's nothing for a Toyota of 85. That's a break-in. Sun visors work well, they're not broken, nothing's broken. This light is not broken. Usually they deteriorate to the point that you cannot even touch them, and if you touch them they just turn into dust. And it drives really good, it performs surprisingly well. One more time, I'm 5'10", and look at my leg room. Plenty of room to the lever, so as plenty of room to the dash, so I'm sitting fairly comfortably here. Considering that my seat does not, the back of the seat does not adjust, I still fit very comfortably in here. Well, radio works. However, it's only AM receiver, so you're not going to enjoy much of their many of the radio stations that are available in your area. You know, what I discovered works the best for this type of application. Instead of rigging it up and trying to stick a new crappy radio, or maybe stick a radio in the glove compartment, what works the best, there is a $100 speaker. It's made by Bose. It's wireless. It makes great noise, I mean great sound. It runs on batteries that actually do hold charge, and it's so loud it's gonna blast the windows off this truck. So if you really want to install an audio system in this truck, you know, you just keep everything authentic and put a little small Bose speaker here, and that will work just fine with your phone or whatever device. You know, this is what I do basically with the classic cars that I work on and sell, instead of replacing a factory original unit. Basically, we're gonna go ahead and turn around here, make a U-turn. You'll be able to see how sharply it turns. Alright, off we go. Second gear, and I'm making a turn. Look at that. Work the wheel a little harder, and no problem. Accelerating. One more time, you can see that doing everything with just barely touching the wheel, it does not pull under braking, you know, and brakes work well. What is most surprising, that you would expect on a 1.3 liter engine to be an absolute turd, where this one is not. You know, it actually moves it fairly well. Another thing I'd like to talk about when it comes to this truck, that it's a 3/4 ton truck. It says right on the back of it. The payload, it takes payload of 750 kilograms, and that kind of would put American trucks of the 2500 lineup, you know, for shame, because all that extra diesel and all that extra V8 and all that extra everything, and it only takes 3/4 tons. Government, it's rated to take that. Look at this little truck. It takes 3/4 tons and has 1.3 liter engine. My theory behind that is, well, I guess one of the reasons it might be rated kind of so high is because since it's a cab over, the weight might be distributed more evenly between the front axle and the rear axle, because I'm sitting on the wheel, right? And my back of the seat is where the bed ends. So I think that is why it's able to carry 750 kilograms. Well, that's just my theory, I think it's kind of right theory, but everything works really good. The gauges work. We are kind of low on gas, but that's not a problem. Mirrors are excellent. They work really, really good. You see nicely, and they're not broken, not chipped. They do not have scratches. They do not have any kind of fade. Inside is just beautiful, as you're able to see on the pictures. It's just beautiful. It's really pleasant to drive too. A truck in this condition is definitely one of a kind. I've been looking for one for a very long time, and then I was able to find it, and I saw the diamond in the rough, and here it is polished. So it's kind of hard to find anywhere, not only around the world, but I mean, of course in US. This is probably the only truck in US. For sure the only truck in this condition, for sure. Look at that, we keep up with modern traffic, no problem at all. We even pass cars. So we're going to go ahead and make a U-turn, and again I'm braking and I'm just steering with a couple of fingers here. And the first gear is not really necessary from a dead-on stop, unless you carry weight or uphill. Now we're going to do a little tire smoking. Of course, in order for you to carry 3/4 tons here, you need light truck tires, and the tires that are on it, they're just regular car tires. So whatever your tire will be able to take, that's what you carry. But ideally, I would like this truck to end up in somebody who is going to appreciate it and not going to carry bricks in the back of it, and is going to love it, because it is a very cute, cool looking truck. Alright, well, this is going to conclude our review. The truck is very nice, beautiful. I don't even know how many times I told these words, but it's just amazing. Condition with it is stunning. Everything works. Windshield wipers, all speeds, gauge cluster. All that is in good, proper working order. Basically, all this truck needs is a new proud owner.